Today our topic is using theories as scaffolding for research. Before we get started, here are a few pre-class reading assignments. Please read the first article by Narayan et al. And also the ACEs study. For today's class, there are 3 things we would like to accomplish. The first is to learn about selected family theories. That includes family systems theory, family stress and resilience theory, life course theory, and family ecological theory. Second, we would like to discuss how the use of family theory or theories scaffold one's research. And finally, we would like to analyze a scientific article on families and discuss what family theory was used and how it can be used to explain the results. What makes up a theory? In truth, a theory starts out with an idea. It's explained best by Kobi Yamada in his children's book. Then one day, something amazing happened. My idea changed right before my very eyes. It spread wings, took flight, and burst into the sky. We could say the same about theories. It starts out with an idea to explain something, to explain a question that one might have. It is then eventually developed enough to become a theory. Now let's get a little more technical with what a theory is and what it can become. As we look at theories as scaffolding for research, let's take a look at a few words and their definitions to help us understand what a theory is and what it can become. Epistemologies, assumptions, concepts, and propositions or hypotheses. So again, let's start out with what a theory is. A theory is one's understanding of how something works. Epistemology is a word that we use to help explain how your ideas become your frame of reference, how you use those ideas to answer questions that you have about the world. There are 3 types of epistemology to think of. First, positivist, second, interpretive, and third, critical. The next word to think of is assumptions. Assumptions are, in short, ideas believed to be true. This doesn't necessarily mean, however, that they are true. The next word to think of is concepts. Concepts are terms and definitions that are used to explain a theory. Ultimately, a theory then becomes a proposition or a hypothesis. A proposition means that it is a statement that expresses a concept that can be true or false, while a hypothesis is a testable proposition. These hypotheses then lead to conducting studies. Ideas develop into theories, and eventually, theories are put into practice, and for our use, into public health practice. The first theory we'll talk about is the family systems theory. This theory explains the family as a whole system, something that it's greater than the sum of its parts. In other words, a family needs to be understood at a level that's more than the individual. Because the family is looked at as a whole system, each individual plays an important part. Anything that's going on for an individual also changes what happens to the whole family and how they need to adjust or adapt to the situation. Take a moment to consider how this family systems theory might relate to your own family. Thinking of your family as a whole system, what shared meanings or expectations can you think of? What can you think of when you consider yourself as a smaller part of the whole? The second theory up for discussion is the family resilience theory. There are 3 big categories that come with the family resilience theory. That is, beliefs, organization, and communication. Beliefs play an important role in family resilience because it allows family members to find meaning, especially when facing challenges and adversity. Having a belief system as a family, which can be tied to spirituality, also helps a family have a positive outlook and have a can do attitude when facing difficult situations. When we talk about organization for family resilience, it is the ability for a family to have a structure. Having a good family structure and connectedness allows the family to be flexible and to also have stability in their lives. This also creates networks in times of need for each individual. Finally, the resilience theory says that families with resilience have good, open communication. That means clear, tolerant, and encouraging communication, an atmosphere where emotions and opinions can be openly expressed without judgment. Having such an environment increases family resilience because it fosters problem solving. It helps members of the family approach adversity with empathy and resourcefulness. The third theory is the life course theory. This theory looks at health as a continuum. This means that each stage of life is interconnected and has a role to play in your overall health through the years. This life course theory focuses on 5 principles that result in shared experiences. 1. Lifespan development. 2. Agency. 3. Time and place. 4. Timing. And 5. Linked lives. Elder explains that it is these 5 principles that help us understand health choices throughout the life course. Additionally, it also helps us understand health outcomes based on experiences that a person has had in their life. Finally is the family ecological theory. This theory looks at the family in an ecological system. That is to say, that a family is affected by what's going on around them. For example, their natural, physical, biological environment, the human-built environment, and the social-cultural environment. This theory helps us understand that families are affected not only from within, but also from without. This helps us see the interplay between a good, healthy family environment and a good, healthy community. In research, it is important to understand what theories are and how you can use them to back up your research question. These theories will give you scaffolding in your research and help you learn how to build it up and what direction to go in. It is also important to remember that your research question can be backed up by more than one theory. Often, using more than one theory helps you create an even stronger scaffolding. What one theory might not explain completely could be explained by another theory. Now that you know all about family theories, here are a few assignments. Before beginning this lesson, you are asked to read 2 journal articles, one by Narayan and one by Anda. Now that you have read these articles and know all about theories as scaffolding for research, please write a 400-word essay on these 2 articles. Within this essay, we would like you to discuss the research question, results and conclusion, use of family theories in family research, and practical applications of family theories. The last bullet point shown is an addition to your 400-word essay. For this additional bullet point, please only focus on the part underlined in red. Think of a research question regarding the family. For example, how does divorce affect the mental health of children? Then consider what of the family theories we've talked about can scaffold your research question.